Before the roar of the crowd, the glare of TV lights, or the first bell. There are the quiet moments. These are the moments of focus that forge a champion long before they ever step into the ring. For a fighter who has conquered 8 weight divisions and built a legacy for the ages, what goes on in these quiet moments? What does a legend think about when it's just him, the pavement, and another grueling day? For Manny Pacquiao, the answer lies in the gentle rhythm of a walk through a Los Angeles park. This isn't for show. This is about the process. This is the calm before the storm of a comeback, the unfiltered ritual of a fighter who, even at 46 years old, believes he has more history to write. Most fighters, after a 4-year layoff and a political career that took him to the highest levels of his country, would be content with their legend. But Manny Pacquiao isn't most fighters. He's getting ready to step back into the ring against a formidable, younger champion, Mario Barrios, a man 16 years his junior with a serious height and reach advantage. The world is asking, why? The answer isn't in interviews or press conferences. It's right here in the discipline of lacing up his shoes and taking that first step of 1,000 that will lead him back to Las Vegas. This walk is the first round of the fight, the one nobody else gets to see. The sun has barely touched the cool California air as a lone figure arrives at Pan Pacific Park. This isn't the grand entrance of a global superstar, but the quiet, determined arrival of a craftsman showing up for work. This park, a familiar patch of green in the middle of LA, has become a second home for Pacquiao over the years, a key piece of his training camps. This is where the foundation is laid, far from the polished canvas of the wildcard gym. As he starts his walk, the world around him is still waking up. There are no cheering fans yet, no cameras trailing his every move for a pay-per-view special. There's only the sound of his feet on the path, a steady, rhythmic beat. His face is a mask of concentration, a calm surface that hides the fire his longtime trainer, Freddie Roach, swears still burns inside. Roach has always said that Pacquiao's work ethic is second to none, a relentless drive that sets him apart. This walk is that ethic in motion. It's a promise to himself, a commitment to honor his own legacy by preparing with the same ferocity that first lifted him out of poverty in the Philippines and onto the world stage. This solitude is a sharp contrast to the life he usually leads, a life of fame, political rallies, and being a national icon. Here, all of that is stripped away. He's simply a fighter, a man focused on the job ahead. Each step is deliberate, a moving meditation. In these moments, he's probably not thinking about the press, the critics, or even his opponent. He's centering himself, finding the calm focus needed to endure the brutal hours of training that are about to come. The walk itself is a study in quiet intensity. This isn't a lazy stroll, there's a purpose in his stride. It's all part of the science of peak performance. Athletes everywhere use pre-game rituals to anchor themselves mentally, to find a sense of control that quiets the chaos of competition. These routines flip a switch, telling the body and mind it's time to perform. For Pacquiao, this walk through Pan Pacific Park or a run in the Griffith Park Hills is a cornerstone of that process, a ritual that's been part of his championship recipe for years. With every step, you can almost feel the weight of his career. 72 professional fights, the only 8-division world champion in boxing history. Victories over legends. He carries this history not as a burden, but as a foundation. He said that after 4 years away, his body feels rested and his passion is back. He feels fast, strong, and hungry to fight again. This walk is him stoking that fire, getting his body ready for what his mind already knows it has to do. This ritual is more than a warm-up. It's a bridge to his past, connecting him to the younger, hungrier fighter who first wowed Freddie Roach with his power and speed. Roach has seen it all, and he says that even now, Pacquiao's speed, legs, and work ethic are still top tier. That consistency builds muscle memory, the kind that lets a fighter act on instinct under the crushing pressure of a title fight. It's about building endurance, sure, but it's also about building the unshakable confidence that when the bell rings, his body will know exactly what to do. This simple walk represents the unglamorous truth of boxing. Victory isn't born under the bright lights of the MGM Grand. It's earned in these quiet, lonely moments of hard work. Freddie Roach, the master strategist behind so many of Pacquiao's biggest nights, has always built their training camps on this foundation. The road work is non-negotiable. It's the daily deposit that allows for explosive withdrawals of power and speed in the ring. The challenge ahead is massive. Mario Barrios isn't just a champion. He's younger, bigger, and stronger, and he has promised to get in the ring with bad intentions. He's training for a prime Manny Pacquiao, refusing to underestimate the legend. This is the reality that fuels Pacquiao's discipline. He knows he can't just rely on his past accomplishments. He has to build a new peak, right here at 46. He's told his team the fire is still there and he's free from the distractions that plagued him in his last fight against Yordenis Ugas. So, the walk becomes a symbol of this renewed promise. This unseen grind is what makes the difference. It's a quiet defiance of time itself, a belief that through pure willpower and hard work, he can break his own record and become the oldest welterweight champion in history once again. As the morning wears on, the park's solitude begins to fade. Other early risers show up, and soon the familiar sight of Manny Pacquiao on his morning route starts to draw a small, respectful crowd. This is where the story shifts. The focused warrior gives way, even for a moment, to the beloved public figure. Fans, locals, and even police officers have been known to approach him, their admiration clear. This is a unique part of Pacquiao's training camps in LA. They're incredibly public. He doesn't hide. He trains among the people and is generous with his time, often stopping for a photo or a quick chat. This interaction seems to fuel him. A smile breaks through the concentrated mask. You see the joy he still finds in the sport and the bond he shares with his supporters. These moments are as much a part of the ritual as the walk itself. They remind him of who he's fighting for, his family, his country, and the millions of fans who have followed his incredible journey. The community's energy becomes part of his preparation, a source of strength he takes with him to the gym and eventually into the ring. The love he gets isn't a distraction, it's an affirmation. It reinforces his identity not just as a fighter, but as a champion of the people, a role he's embraced his entire career. What do you think is the secret to Manny Pacquiao's incredible longevity? Is it his unmatched work ethic, his natural talent, or the deep connection he has with his fans? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. The walk ends, he's reached his spot in the park, the moving meditation is over, and it's time to transition to the next phase of work. He might start shadow boxing, his hands a blur, his feet light with a grace that defies his age. Or maybe he'll launch into conditioning drills, each movement precise and powerful. This is the bridge from quiet focus to explosive action. The unfiltered look at his pre-training ritual is over. What comes next is the hard, repetitive, punishing work that has defined his life. This walk was the foundation. He drops by at the basketball court for a few three-point shots. Now he starts to prepare for one more date with destiny. The quiet champion has finished his first ritual of the day, ready for the fire